Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is The Affairs of the Dragon, Dawnbringers, Rime of the Frostmaiden, Season 5, Episode 12. This is our long-running campaign happening every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain. And there is going to be a dragon encounter. Guaranteed, because that's where we ended last week.
And we're all going to be in different, playing different characters, huh?
As I told the players before we started, I've been thinking of tonight's episode as possibly the finale. TPK. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The Dawnbringers have a few tricks up their sleeves, namely in those shiny ice crystal dice up above V's head. The ever-present, always awesome domain dice, which you have just earned another one because our good friend and MTD, one of the other thirds of MTD, Dwight the Big Bearded Nerd, just raided us. Thank you for that raid and that sub there, Gaz2742. That's another way you can earn domain dice. Those dice up there are a way that you, the viewers, can have an impact on the game. For every $5 tip, every 500-bit cheer, every sub, gifted subs, raids, all that good stuff, they earn more domain dice. Right there in the chat, you can see how those domain dice are used by the players. And I've been teasing this. It's not quite ready. Oh, nobody said anything to me, and I totally forgot to do it. No, Alan, I didn't know that everybody was in the wrong place. Because I'm an amateur producer, apparently.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm perfectly fine.
Completely botched that.
I didn't even think to look. So
I was so comfortable. I'm like, I am so thoroughly prepped for tonight's game that I don't need to worry about it. We're almost there. Just keep sliding them around. Nope, that's going the wrong way. M goes there. And then the dwarves. The dwarves. There we go. Thank you, Alan, for pointing out my foible for all to see. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Something about domain dice, and they can do all kinds of awesome stuff with them. And that's they get them by you contributing. I still can't figure out how to get the sub goal meter thing to work. Stream Elements keeps telling me I have almost 1,000 subs, which I do not. We are at 72 subs right now. And right now I've set a goal for 100 subs. Let's see. I don't know. See if we can get there. I don't know. I've never had a sub goal before. So, but anyway, moving on. We are going to do a couple more quick announcements before we get into the inevitable dragon encounter. Looking at the bottom of the screen, you'll see our usual partners listed down there. We are, of course, excited and honored to be partnered with Jasper's Game Day. Jasper's Game Week is fast approaching, only 2 months away, and you will have 10 days of gaming happening on D&D Beyond, happening here on Mini Terrain Domain. Also, I'll get the channels. I don't have them in front of me at the moment, but Paizo is also running an event the following weekend, and we have a channel over in Australia that is going to be running things in the, when the sun's down here and the sun is up there, they're going to be running games on their channel. But here on MTD, we're going to have 5 days of gaming, 4 games a day, incredible stuff. We've got on May the 4th, we've got a Star Wars game that is happening. I believe that game is, I don't want to say this in error, but I think the game is being run by a good friend of the channel. And if they're here, they can confirm that. But I don't want to say that and be wrong and get somebody's hopes up. But stay tuned for more information on Jasper's Game Day. Be sure to follow Jasper's Game Day on Twitter. But in case you didn't know, Jasper's Game Day is an incredible organization dedicated to raising awareness, education, and ultimately the prevention of suicide through tabletop gaming. And we are honored and thrilled to be a partner with them and continue to raise funds towards their goals. Another way you can support them is through our partnership with Initiative Coffee Company's Help Action, where we have Metade Roast Coffee, a wonderful coffee that the Big Bearded Nerd and I personally taste tested and selected to represent the brand. For every 12-ounce bag you purchase, $3 goes to benefit Jasper's Game Day. Talon and Claw is our partner and friend. Anthony over at Talon and Claw makes some incredible dice accessories, dice vaults. There's some new Devon Rue cutting boards and sets of coasters. I believe there's 14 coasters that complete a full Devon Rue map. Lots of great products. Anthony's always innovating and trying out new things. Head over to the Talon and Claw Etsy store. The link is in the chat. Pick out your favorite dice accessories and use code MTDCLAW. And let me try that again. MTDCLAW. And you'll get 10% off your order when you check out. The last thing I want to talk about before, two things. First of all, I already mentioned Dwight the Big Bearded Nerd. If you like mini painting, you like Call of Cthulhu, Mecha Hack, but mostly mini painting and some occasional non-D&D games, check out the Big Bearded Nerd 21. Big Bearded Nerd Dwight is 1/3 of Mini Terrain Domain. Also, if you like watching video games, jump scares, World of Warcraft, Dead by Daylight, and be sure to check out D&D Jordan Lee, the other third of Mini Terrain Domain, over on D&D Jordan Lee Twitch channel. You can tune in on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. for their Sunday brunch, classic brunch, I believe they call it, as D&D Jordan and Goblin Katie play classic WoW together. That's always a fun stream. When you get the two of them together, it's kind of like getting kind of like getting anybody with Goblin Katie. There's lots of giggling that takes place. But it's just infectious laughter and a great time. So be sure to check out those channels as well. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about before we get started is, of course, the thing that we always talk about. We want to have a quick mental health check-in. Let you know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be struggling. I know a lot of people are struggling right now, myself included, for a variety of reasons. But there's help that's available. As the Jasper's Game Day and Jasper's Game Day family say, you are not a critical failure, and we mean it. You matter. Your presence makes a difference, whether you believe it or not. But you do have avenues of help available to you, and we've tried to make it a little bit easier. If you're struggling and you think you might need somebody to talk to, please reach out. Come here to the chat, day or night, doesn't matter. Type in !help. And you will see, as Jeremy has already done it in the chat, some phone numbers for the National Suicide Lifeline, the Canadian Suicide Prevention Services numbers, as well as some text numbers and a hyperlink to resources available no matter what country in the world you are. Help is just a phone call or a text message away. Please do not hesitate to make that call. All right. With that, we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to have a quick recap. It's cold. The Dawnbringers are in Icewind Dale. It is freezing. There's an everlasting rime. A constant winter brought about by Oriel, the Frostmaiden, who they have encountered at least once shortly after arriving in town, or rather in this region, and getting a sense of what is going on. They managed to make their way into the lovely little town of Lonelywood, where they have been hosted by the incredible halfling Nimsy Huddle and her children. The town speaker has been playing host for them. They wound up dealing with a problem that had been causing issues for the lumberjacks trying to gather wood from the Lonelywood, only to discover that it was their old friend and ally, pre-named Dawnbringers, one of their co-adventurers, Vi, the druid, who appears to have not taken the death of her brother, Belak, very well. The Dawnbringers learned that she had actually nursed a recently revived Gulthias back to health and had been heavily influenced by him. And she vanished and left behind another former ally in the form of a woodwode turned gargantuan tree, their old friend Meepo turned Treepo, who is sadly no more. But they learned that Vi, greatly angered, intended to wipe out 10 towns using this new material, this combination of metal and crystal and ice called Chardolin, to wreak havoc on 10 towns. Gathering up some of this stuff, they are heading on the road to Bryn Shander, which normally might only be about an 8-hour dog sled ride, but because of the heavy snows, it is about a 12-hour ride. They are about 8 hours into the ride when the snow started getting a little heavy, and they were unsure of the exact location of the road. Suddenly, the sled dogs went wild, careened into one another, sending the Dawnbringers tumbling into the snow, where they promptly heard the crash as if a piece of a mountain had landed in front of them. And from behind the snow, they heard a voice, and then the snow moved to the side, and they saw before them the form of the ancient white dragon. And that is where we are going to pick up real quick, because I want to make sure I don't miss these, because you are owed them, and I feel like you guys are itching to use some of these. You did get, I almost missed it, another sub, a gifted sub from Gaz. So you are at 156 domain dice. Try not to use them all in one place. The dragon has landed, and you hear this voice. I know they are there. I can smell the gold and the silver. I can smell the precious gems. I can taste the arcane energy arcing through the weave of their magic items. Such wonderful treasure. My treasure. Tell me, how is it that they possess my treasure? You all can see this dragon is no ordinary dragon. You can tell by the size and the appearance, this is an ancient white dragon. You can tell that the other thing that is different about this particular dragon, sorry, I'm stalling, is I thought I had this tab already open and I didn't. The one thing that is particularly unique about this dragon is you can see a hooded figure seated on a saddle astride her neck behind her head. And it is apparently to this figure, this hooded figure, that Harviatris is speaking. How do they have my treasure, Melthrond? What would you like to do, Dawnbringers?
So we're just like visible, right? There's not a blizzard kind of blocking sight or anything.
I mean,
like that.
It's heavily snowing. I'm going to say that the dragon is probably about 50 feet away from you and seems to sort of be moving in and out of direct view. But you can see her, and then you can't, and then you can see her. So presumably she can see you. And then she can't, and then she can.
So about how far away is she?
50.
50?
You see her head, her neck, and the rider sitting on the saddle across her back. And you can just make out the talons, the claws from her wings sort of on either side of her, but you cannot see the rest of her bulk. Does anybody say anything? Does anybody do anything?
Visibility just in general is really short and just in kind of like fits and bursts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that plan ain't gonna work. I don't know. Drown just sort of looks at everyone else like what's kind of the general reactions happening at this moment.
Cantriel's just kind of standing there like, one finger up against her lips to see if we're very quiet. Maybe like there'll be like a break or something. Thorgarn, what about the doodad?
I use the orb to actually bring in snow.
You can certainly try.
Let's give that a shot.
Right, 1 second.
It's Pudge. It controls the weather.
What was that thing called? The Star of Winter or Star of Summer? Summer Star or something like that.
It's called Pudge.
What?
It's from Lilo and Stitch. Pudge controls the weather. It's a thing.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Okay. So you're going to attempt to use the Summer Star to there it is, to cast Control Weather.
Yep.
Which is an action and requires concentration. And what is it that you're exactly trying to do?
Can we bring up fog or, enough snow to obscure?
Okay, so you're using it, attempting to draw the weather in. As you concentrate on the Summer Star that you modified, this lump of material with the newly modified 3 rune-covered rings around it. You had already gotten it working at the Black Cabin, and you had used it to control the weather for a while immediately after, for up to 8 hours. You haven't used it since. There's a thrumming that you feel in your hands as you concentrate on this and activate it. Thorgarn, the Summer Star begins to vibrate with an extra intensity that you had not anticipated. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
$19.
All right. You make the Constitution saving throw, so you will be taking half damage, as will everybody around you, within 10 feet of you, as the Summer Star disintegrates, apparently only being good for one use. was not anticipating that.
Cool.
So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I still
You
don't
meant
have
harmlessly disintegrates, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm
like-
going to leave it to you to tell me who was standing within 10 feet of Thorgarn as I roll these 10d10.
Well, clearly Cantriel, because she's the one who brought it up. So yeah.
19, 21, 27, 30, 30, or 40, 48, 56, 63 plus 35 is 98, reduced to
49.
49. So Thorgarn and everybody around you will take, within 10 feet of you, will take 49 points of radiant damage as there is a tremendous burst of light that seems to reflect around all of this snow. The disintegration is so thorough, there isn't even shrapnel from this. There is a mighty roar from Arviatris, who bats her wings with a gust and rises into the air. What are you doing?
So 49 was the damage we take, no save or anything?
Oh, I guess, yeah, everybody who was in 10 feet of Thorgarn. Sorry, I missed that. I made Thorgarn make the check. Anybody who was within 10 feet has to make the check. On a success, you take 49. On a failure, you take 98.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Do we know
dear
the DC?
God.
better.
If you're
Okay.
within 10 feet, you get a +1.
Oh, dear.
Hooray!
Sorry, you said this
Okay.
was a charisma save?
Con.
Con.
Yeah, if you pronounce
Okay.
charisma constitution.
I do now.
Well, do
Well-
we know the DC?
Huh.
Sorry,
I know,
It's
I
a
know
D-
19 passed. That's
it's a
all I
DC
know.
17.
Okay, well,
all right, I passed.
19 for Cantriel. Pass.
So half?
49, that's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn one of them domain dice you got up
You
there.
do.
Oh my
Oops.
God,
Do
so much
fig.
damage.
Yeah, I just saw it. Figs wrote fig.
Oh no, Fig.
Fig. Roll
did you-
again.
Who said they were using a domain die?
Roll again.
Me.
Okay, and Fig.
Okay.
There's plenty above my head, honey.
Let's see. We'll do.
Now's not the time to be shy.
Mm-mm. You know, you can do it again. It's okay. It's cool.
Ooh.
Oh dear God, this is bad.
Oh, was that a failure?
Huh?
I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
I
Things.
used
Things are
another
happening.
domain dice. So I've used 2. I got an 8, a 10, and a 5.
Yeah.
So I feel like the dice are not,
Yeah.
they don't want this to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So Fig is going to take the full 98 points. Well, how does that impact you? How does that hit you? Since you're the one that gets hit the hardest from it. I think for the most part, this radiant light just passes through everybody, and you feel it almost tearing at your spirit in a way. But you manage to resist the worst of it, except for Fig. What does that look like, Fig?
I feel like Fig is pretty close to it. He's looking at he's so fascinated by it. He wants to like look at the thing as it's working, as it's moving, because he's only seen it one other time. And as he looks, he begins to see like the cracks in it begin to form. And as it explodes, you see that in the shock wave, Fig gets thrown back, but as he does so, you see that the force of the blast is like cauterizing his joints and like making him rust like that much quicker. So he just like rusts into the position of being like thrown backwards, and he is down. But I imagine, if you'll allow it, he's just like frozen.
Yeah, so just this sort of and just locked into this thrown back position. I imagine maybe even melting with all the snow that's blowing around. It sort of freezes instantly, and there's these horizontal icicles coming off your body for about 2 or 3 inches, all going back away from the blast.
We'll toss this out there to, I was looking on my sheet to try and find, where I had noted, this item. But we had done something for the Morning Lord, so some people got a permanent boost of 10 temporary hit points. So for those of you who got that, please make sure that's being noted.
That's right.
Yeah, so you got the 10 temporary hit points every day at dawn.
Yep.
Thank you, Ted.
Oh, I don't think I am dead then.
Did we all get that boon, or?
I don't remember who got it. I thought it was only 3 of us. And Jacob said
I did get it
on your sheet.
Yeah, I had said to mark it if you got it. So you should have it somewhere if you have it. I do not remember without going back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
then
put
you're
it
not-
down.
don't think
I have it.
I don't think I was one of them.
I'm still alive.
Ah,
Oh, the D&D Beyond overview or overlay isn't updating, so everybody's still showing in the green.
It's not. Nope.
But okay.
well, that was
I did mark this down.
that was definitely a way to make things worse.
You hear
Didn't make it better.
from the air in front of you somewhere. It seems to just be on the wind, coming from perhaps in front of you, all around you, maybe inside your heads. Melthorond, these fools so wantonly destroy magic items. How do we know they won't destroy ours? The dwarf has my boots. The other dwarf has my breastplate. The Goliath has my rod. The elf has my lyre. And the dwarf has something else. I can smell it. I can taste it. I want it.
Right. So I can do a little hut thing again if we want, and maybe she'll go away if she can't smell us anymore. She goes,
They
"But in the
don't know
meantime-"
that I can hear them, Melthrond.
Cantriel's going to do a quick mass cure wounds.
Okay. As you do that, and you're figuring that out, you hear
Of course we do.
the dragon lands again.
Nope, those are not D8s.
Give to me what is mine,
Well,
or I shall take it from you,
Talmud, she said to give it to her.
and maybe you will see your friends again. Melthrond, could it be they don't care?
So, Fig, how bad are you hurt?
Yes.
Everyone just got 19 just from the mass heal wound or mass cure. Everyone just got 19 back.
Sweet.
You hear as rapidly the dragon's head and wings and the rider upon its back emerge from the curtain of snow about 40 feet away from you now. Why don't you speak to me? Would you rather I devour you and add your bones to my collection? All right.
If you think you can kill us, why have you hesitated?
Melthron, the Goliath, thinks that there is doubt of my ability to kill them all. I would rather not destroy my possessions. But I can just as easily take back what is mine from your frozen corpses. And you see, as her eyes begin to glow with blue, and you see a blue energy growing in her open mouth. I'm going to roll for initiative.
Good dog.
Didn't see that one coming. Nope, not at all.
All right, let's see. Let's run this.
Burning a domain die.
All right, I've got mine. Let's see here. Thorgarn.
18.
Cantriel.
13.
Fig.
18.
Talmud.
14.
And Drown.
15.
Okay. 18. Let's go ahead and start. Fig and Thorgarn, you both are first in initiative.
You can go first, Thorgarn. I don't think Fig would.
So Thorgarn, having just done some lay on hands on Fig to get him a little bit better prepared for this, obvious fight that's gonna happen while Cantriel was doing the mass cure wounds. He is gonna kind of charge in and try to get out of cluster range. This dude's gonna do a breath weapon. Let's spread out as best as possible. And I'm gonna charge in and swing away. All right, so that is a 28 and a 24 to hit for the.
Those will both hit.
I will spend, 10 of those things up there above the head.
10 domain dice, he says.
10 domain dice. That's 142 damage. As I burn 2 second level smites.
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, domain dice are taken care of. And sorry, that was 100 and how much?
142.
Wait, and?
My follow-up attack with my offhand weapon is crap. Trying to do too much at once on the sheet. So that's only a 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that is going to be 8 points of damage.
Thorgarn, what does this massive attack look like?
So with a burst of speed, Thorgarn goes flying in, and the Forge Fane is already such a awesome weapon, and it's done quite a lot of things over its time, but it begins to just glow that orange heat of just like it was, a weapon coming right out of the forge, ready to be, smithed into something. And it just glows bright, and as it slams into the neck and shoulder, the front leg of Aviatris, scales just begin to like fly off, and blood begins to flow, and it just only opens it up easier for the second strike to come in and cause a nasty wound.
As you finish your attack, and you can see already the blood freezes as it drips from these wounds and starts to stain the snow. Does a 17 hit you?
A 17 just hits, so why don't you reroll?
That is now a 25.
Okay, well, then it still hits.
As the tail comes flying out of the sheet of snow and slams into you, you will take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. Fig, you are up.
Imagine with the healing that's been done, Fig, like I still imagine that he has these like kind of cauterized spots, so he's like still a little difficult to move for him, but he, with one very labored motion, is going to point his hands up at the dragon and going to cast off a fireball at it. So he has to make a dex saving throw.
All right. She gets a 7. Nope, she gets a 13.
It's going to take 31 points of fire damage.
In this in typical Fig fashion, I imagine it's the same sort of blue arcane energy arcing across her. You see it just hit, and you, for a moment, you get a sense of her greater bulk as this fire hits and sort of runs across and even out to the ends of her wings before dissipating in the snow. And yeah, that is her turn. Or no, is that your turn is what I meant. That wasn't even her turn. All right.
Yeah. Fig is just gonna move away, just like back a little bit.
How far? Because you're currently at 40 feet. Thorgarn's the only one that ran up.
Yeah, he's gonna move 10 feet back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This sort of drown. You are up.
Oh, good. Remind me just about how far away that gigantic friggin' dragon is, please.
40 feet.
40 feet. All right. Well, I'm only speed 30, so that's not going to manage it. All right, so I'll move a little bit forward and kind of to the side, try to spread out a little bit and not present optimal dragon breath scenario. As a bonus action, I will cast Hex. Dark tentacles sort of writhe all over the dragon, and I will unleash 3 Eldritch Blasts against her. We've got... do we know the dragon's AC yet?
I think the lowest attack against it so far that hit was a 21.
Okay, interesting. I've rolled 3 11s, so that's 23s across the board.
Those will all hit.
Cool. All right, 3d10 plus some d6s plus 15. 20, 30, 40 points of damage, mixed force and necrotic.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Talmud, it is your turn.
Do it, cuz.
Okay. So you said about 40 feet away now?
Yep.
Excellent. Thorgarn has already run up to the creature, though.
Yep. Thorgarn
So I
is.
don't get the extra 5-foot bonus. Well, I'm going to move 35 feet up because that's my speed. And golly, I guess I'm just going to rage. It doesn't sound super creative, but that's what I think I've got. Like, I could try to throw a javelin. I mean, what the hell? It's possible damage, so. So I will pull and huck a javelin to close the last bit of distance I have. 17.
The javelin arcs through the air, and you hear it and see it just harmlessly plink off of the dragon's scales and fall into the snow. As a legendary action, you hear and see the snow begin to swirl as you hear and it looks like it's going to be just Talmud and Thorgarn that need to make dexterity saving throws. And yes, you can see this.
It's going to be a 21, sir.
That's a 21. Oh, hey. There's an echo.
You both take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you are knocked prone as Arviatris takes to the air, flying 40 feet up. Well, you don't know how far she flies, to be honest, because she just sort of disappears.
Does this provoke?
No, it's part of her legendary action. Plus, you were knocked... Oh, you were knocked prone. Well, Dan, it doesn't specifically say that it doesn't provoke an opportunity attack.
Yeah, the wing attack move provokes.
Okay. That's what I was just realizing, it didn't say that. So yes, from a prone position, you can attempt an opportunity attack.
So this is at disadvantage, right?
Yep. Oh, sorry. I basically just barked into the mic. I was adjusting my chair.
I rolled a 16 and a 13, so that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, you just get a hit in as she's taken to the air.
That's going to be another 12.
Okay. And then she rises up into the air somewhere up above you, Cantriel. It is your turn.
Do I have eyes on her? Because I wasn't knocked prone and I've been watching her like a hawk and I have perception.
I'm just going to check one thing real quick.
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. Because of the blizzard conditions, she's heavily obscured. So essentially, it's like you're blinded when you're trying to see her. So you cannot physically see her. Any attacks against her will be at disadvantage. And obviously you can't benefit from anything that involves you having to see her.
Okay, so roll with disadvantage is what you're telling me.
Yes, if you're making an attack on her.
Yeah, because I'm using Cavatina against her. All right. Gonna go in for the first shot, and it's one of those things where like she's trying to use her hearing more than anything, if not sight. She's trying to sort of estimate where this hulking big ass white dragon is flying around. Okay, I'm not mad at either of those rolls. A 21 gonna hit there?
Yes.
Okay, so if a 21's gonna hit, then I might as well have some fun because I so rarely ever use them for this thing. I think it's time for, ramping up the first one for a super crit. Just saying, because I've got my 3d6
Has Cantriel ever super crit before?
Once.
Okay.
Only once. So yeah, we're gonna do this. And with everything thrown together, it's gonna be 96.
Okay.
For the first shot. And she's gonna be muttering at this point. She's like, I'm sick and tired of all these freaking dragons. We keep running across dragons, and every single time it's one thing or another. And she's just like huffing about it. She'll go in for her second shot. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, lovely. And this is why I love my Muse dice. So I'm not gonna do any super critting thing here, but I got full damage on the D8, so that's 14. Dirty 20, 28 piercing total.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, she'll shout into the, well, not into the distance because he's nearby. She'll shout over to Thorgarn, okay, we're starting to make a dent. Let's see what else you can do for it. And Bardic Inspiration.
She's up in the air above all of you, and you have essentially a 40-foot spread between the dwarves and the rest of you. 50 for Fig. Where is it? I just want to see. There we go. That's what I want to know. I'm looking for that classic. So her breath weapon is a cone. She's 40 feet up, and it's a 90-foot cone. I can't use a template. I don't have a template for that.
I'm pretty sure she can move to where she can get all of us with a 90-foot cone.
Well, and she's got 80 feet of flying movement. So even if she moved at an angle.
I mean, the most any of us moved was about 40-ish feet, and we didn't all scatter in opposite
I just want to give it its
directions,
due consideration to make sure. And she's going to be able to get all of you in that. As out of the sky, you see this bluish energy. Just suddenly, the storm seems to glow, and then it comes blasting at you at an angle. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you are hit with the full force of an icy blizzard. And I'm going to start rolling a crap ton of D8s.
I'm using a domain die.
I also used a domain die.
Same here.
Me too.
4 domain dice. It's been a long time since you guys burned through this many domain dice.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that too because I don't want to.
You know, it's all good fun. Time to start using them up again.
Okay.
And
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me do this. Take that one out. Nope, that's a D10. That's not what I want. All right. So, what did everybody get?
17.
21.
17, 21, what? What was that, M?
22.
Okay. Drown and Talmud.
Because of this beautiful die, I turned that into a 26 instead of rolling a 1 on the die.
I have
I used a
22.
domain if you didn't catch that.
Okay. Cantriel and Thorgarn have failed the saving throw. Everybody else succeeded. So that's going to be 14, 21, 22, 23, 33, 41, halfway there, 47, 57, 58, 73, and 8 is 73, and 8 is 81 points of cold damage, or
Good roll.
41 points of cold damage if you succeeded. I
And then if
believe
we have resistance,
it's halved if you have resistance
halves
to
again.
cold. So that would knock you down to 20 points if you're
Cantriel's
resistant.
down fully.
As is
Like-
Thorgarn.
She's in death save.
Thorgarn, Cantriel, and I believe Fig have all just dropped. Oh, wait, are you not down, Fig? Oh, you took
Nope.
healing, that's right.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot about the healing. I was going off of what you were. So just Cantriel and Thorgarn. As this...
No big deal. It's just the healers.
Yeah. As this cold breath weapon just... And snow is kicked up all around. When it clears, it takes you a moment to even find where Cantriel and Thorgarn are. Those Talmud, you would see Thorgarn, who actually still was down anyway. He just seems completely frozen beard, bushy eyebrows, mohawk completely frozen. And Drown and Fig, you can see near you as Cantriel. For a moment, it looks like she's completely gone. And then you can just see the end, one of the ends of Semper Cavatina peeking up out of the snow where Cantriel has gone down. That does take us to the top of the order. Fig, it is your turn.
Okay. Wait. Shouldn't Thorgarn make a death?
It's Thorgarn first,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah,
Thorgarn.
Thorgarn.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're both at the same time, so... But yes, Thorgarn, go ahead and make your first death saving throw.
I haven't done this in a while. This is going to be a 13.
That's a success.
Right. How far can Fig see in any direction that's away from the dragon?
With the constant blizzard, at most, you can occasionally see about 15 to 20 feet. I'm going to say, let's do one of my favorite percentile rolls. There is a 10% chance that as you're looking, it's one of those moments where the wind sort of, and there you can see as far as 40 feet. So I'm going to roll my D100. I have my baseline number. You have to roll within 5 on either side of this number to be able to see that far.
A D100?
Yep.
22.
I rolled a 42, so you can only see a maximum of 20 feet.
Yikes. Okay, well, that doesn't... Fig. So this thing has kind of swooped and swooped away.
She didn't really swoop. She had, after she took off, she went up into the storm, and the only indication that you had of where she might be is where out of the clouds, a little further back than where she went up, this breath weapon came down and hit everyone. At most, you know, or at best, you know, she's somewhere up in the air and any number of distance away from you, from the direction. The only thing you know for sure is she's past the point of where Thorgarn and Talmud are.
Oh gosh. Okay. I don't know what to do. So okay, I'm looking at the spell slow. It just says I can cast it in a 40-foot cube at 120 feet, but it doesn't say I have to see the creatures. It just says 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot range by 120 feet. So I could like yeet it up in the air and hope that 40-foot encapsulates the dragon. I think that's what he would do.
Okay, you have 120-foot range. You're 50 feet back. Okay. So that's that. And you're going to do that. Be 50 to there. Okay. And it's a wisdom save, yeah?
Yeah, wisdom save, yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was just sorry. I was doing mumble math, which I usually do when I craft. But based on where I had positioned her, you'll be able to catch her for sure within that 40-foot cube if you're tossing it in that direction.
Yep.
So, okay. Wisdom saving throw. Let me grab a different die. Let me use the Icewind Dale giant die. Well, let's see. That for wisdom. Rolled an 8 on the die. That is a 15. However, she is going to use her legendary resistance and automatically succeed on that.
All right. Then Fig is going to run to where Cantriel is.
Okay. Yeah, you're only about 10 feet away because you had moved back originally.
And he wants to kind of like impose himself in front of her if he can.
So you sort of come trudging through the snow quickly and position yourself between where you think the dragon is and where Cantriel is. Perfect.
Fake, do you have a potion? No? Oh, damn.
Yeah, potions.
No, I looked. Yeah, he doesn't.
Potions in my games are bonus actions. So, yeah. Okay, that takes us to Drown.
Okay, Drown does have a potion, so he will, first things first, grab one of those, step over to Cantriel and feed it to her, because she is down and dying at the moment, yeah? Right, so we will do that. Boop. All right, so you recover some number of hit points equal to this die that I can find over here. There it is. You get 10.
Oh, that's enough. That'll bring me up.
So that's a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Okay, then, and the dragon is still heavily
wait. You're feeding a potion to somebody else. That is an action.
Okay. All right.
It's a bonus action to drink a potion yourself. Sorry,
okay.
I should have clarified that.
If it's still an action to feed it, that's fine.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cantriel's waking up. Are you sure you want to bring me back?
Yes.
No, this is meta mode. Thank you.
I would allow you to retcon that if you wanted, because I didn't clarify that ahead.
That was the plan. When you said it was a bonus action, I was like, ooh. So, all right. So I do have a bonus action. As a bonus action, I will summon one of my tentacles of the deep nearby. I'm not going to attack anything with it. I'm just going to bring it up to try and defend against anything awful that happens. And I will be done.
Talmud, it is your turn.
Okay. He's already started raging, so I think he's going to take a potion from his pack and is going to underhand pitch it in Fig's direction with the intention to use for Thorgarn.
You're closest to Thorgarn. Fig's 40 feet away. You and Thorgarn both ran up to the dragon where she was. You're 5 feet away-ish from where Thorgarn lay dying. Fig and everybody else are 40 feet away from you.
Okay. So I think raging, he's going to be kind of looking around the sky, trying to pinpoint this damn thing and not being able to find it, is like fishing around in this pouch kind of at his back and pulls out a potion and a bottle and literally just kind of like smashes the top of it against the edge of Gerta just to quickly open it with the one hand, and then is going to turn and pour it down Thorgarn's gullet. It is a potion of greater healing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A potion of healing supreme, which is 10d4 plus 20. All right, so let's see. 5 and 6 is 11. 5 more, 16. And 7 is 23. 1 more is 6 more is 29 plus 20, so 49 hit points back.
All right. Do you have any kind of persistent rage or anything yet?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm removing that potion off my sheet real fast, and then I will check to see.
Oh, you have a relentless rage.
I don't think it's wrist.
So as you're healing Thorgarn with this potion, you didn't do damage or take damage, so your rage is going to subside.
He took damage from the breath weapon, right?
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So it's not, yeah. If he doesn't take damage until next
until next turn. Yes,
right.
Sorry, I was looking at it backwards.
Don't.
So yeah, you're still pissed.
Be hasty, Master Norman.
You are still pissed. Cantriel, recently revived.
Oh yeah, I'm revived. She's going to sort of blink in a daze, and then putting a hand on her chest, she's going to do cure wounds on herself. Because 10's nice, but that's a little boost to be good. So cure wounds at 4th level.
Okay.
So that's pretty much her turn, I'm thinking.
All right, I need to.
Well, she'll stand up. I mean, stand up and heal herself type of thing. Oh, hey, those are nice numbers.
Okay. So it is Arviatris's turn. And looking at where you are all spread around. I think, let's see, she is, yes, he's within range to do that. She is going to you see the storm swirling around as some of you are looking up, trying to figure out where Arviatris is. And she's not making a sound. Sound itself it's hard to hear where things are because its noise just seems to die almost immediately in all of this snow. And then suddenly there's just this as she comes swooping out of the air, and a claw is going to attempt to rake out against Fig for a 26 to hit. I'm being told to re-roll that. Which I will do in a moment. 25. Which then puts those up to here. I should have left it. Defiant 86 has dropped 500 bits to get a domain die back, so I'll fix that in a moment. As I re-roll, that is now a dirty 20 to hit Fig. Fig, that is going to be from this claw.
How far is Fig away from Talmud?
40.
Yes, sorry, where is Fig in relation to Drown and Cantriel?
Very close.
Very close.
Very close.
He's like right on
then
top, like right
as a
near us.
reaction, Drown will sort of wave his hand, and the watery spectral tentacle will wrap around Fig and absorb some of the impact.
All right, so the total damage Fig is taking is 9, 8, 17 slashing damage.
Okay, the tentacle reduces it by 13.
Okay. So what did I say? 17? So you take 4 points of slashing damage as this tentacle gets in the way. You hear this as she swoops back around, and she seems to be more or less in this vicinity. As another claw, no, this time she's biting at Cantriel. That is a 17 to hit.
Reroll.
So, all right. So you had one that I didn't put up yet, so I'm only going to take one off. For
Yeah,
the
we'll
reroll.
save you having to do the work. How's that? Making it easier for you.
That is a natural 20.
Fucking, are you kidding me?
Cantriel. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You're gonna re-roll that one too, right? Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, can we make
You're-
you
you're
reroll
roll-
again?
yeah, you can-
'Cause-
yes.
They're your domain dice to spend how you wish.
You're rolling that one again.
We're not bouncing into a crit. That's not
Because she's
happening.
gone. If you do that, she's
Oh
gone.
my
Like,
gosh. That is now a critical fail. Cantriel, as she comes swooping and misjudges where you are, she's still in the midst of her turn. But as she swoops by, completely missing you with her claw, her soft underbelly is exposed. You get an opportunity attack against her.
oh hell yeah, we're using the rapier. Or is she flying?
Where? Directly
Is she
overhead. Yeah, she's flying.
So I can shoot her, yes? With my arrows? No.
She's within
Thank you.
melee. You could. It's at disadvantage.
No, then I'm using my rapier.
Generally, oppies have to be melee, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So I'm using my rapier then. Oop, hold on. My headphone's falling out and I'm losing everyone.
I didn't see where you were
Okay.
at. I think you guys have spent over 30 domain dice this session so far.
Don't care. They've come in handy. Thank you very much.
Ancient White Dragon, that is the time to spend domain dice. That's V's critical giggle.
I do have one, don't I? I got a crit.
Okay.
And my brain just went, wait, how do we crit on this one again? How do you do your
Crits
again?
are automatic max damage. Then you
Okay.
roll your damage dice and add it.
Okay, so then automatic is plus, so that's 11 plus 7, so 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
as she's flying overhead, she's going to use her third of her multi-attack as one of her claws rakes out at Drown, who's standing in that same group. That is going to be an 18 to hit Drown.
Yep, I got nothing for that.
That'll be 11 points of slashing damage. All right, let me do some quick movement math. So
Drown is now officially bloodied.
She is about, I'm going to say that she is, because she came down close enough to be able to rake against you. So she's 10 feet in the air, and she is only 15 feet away from you, towards the dwarves, because she burned most of her movement to even get to your grouping, and then burned more movement swooping around you all. So 10 feet above, 15 feet in front of all of you. And it is now Thorgarn and Fig.
So if she's only 10 feet up, I mean, that means like we can get to her with melee weapons, right?
Yeah, she would be
So she's like 25 feet away, right?
25 feet away from you, and you're still prone.
Right. So I will stand up. And you know what? I will go ahead and rage. And I will...
This is getting serious. Thorgarn's raging now. Thorgarn hasn't
raged.
raged in a while.
Thorgarn has not raged all of season 5.
He did almost die, to be fair.
But I did almost die. So I'm going to chuck Forge Feign at her twice. Let's see what happens. That is a natural 20.
Okay.
I got a 2 on the other die, so I'm going to go ahead and re-roll that. And the second one is an 18 on the die, so that's a 29 to hit.
Yep.
All right, so 16. So the crit is 23 points of damage. And the second one is 14.
14. As you rise to your feet, anger filling you, and you throw Forge Feign and you strike her square in the face with that first hit, and then throw it again, doing even more damage. You just hear her as she's sort of coming towards you out of the snow with blood still trailing on her claws and from her own wounds. You just hear her roar, "I can keep on doing this until you're all dead or we're all dead." And legendary action, Cantriel, 23 to hit. She's flying away from you with a 20-foot reach. Her tail comes lashing out of the storm and smacks into you. You will take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail strikes you with that legendary action. Fig, you're up.
All right. Fig is going to set up a wall of force, like a little, like a lean-to, almost like to cover the top, but to still create ways out so that people under can kind of peek out if they need to. But yeah, and it's going to be, just where he is, I guess.
Okay. So what's the dimensions you're casting it at?
I can do 10 10-foot by 10-foot panels.
So you're building an invisible wall of force lean-to Valheim style,
Yes.
covering yourself, but giving yourself. Is it covering just you, or is it covering those around you?
It would be covering
The other two that are
those
near
around
you.
me, and if I can, well, it can reach out to 100 feet, right? 10
You could.
10-foot by 10-foot panels.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll make it that long, because that seems like a very long way to walk back and forth. So how far away are
The dwarves are 40 feet away.
he's actually going to move so that he's in between them.
To do that,
Like,
you
in
would
between
move
Cantriel-
into Arviatris's
Okay.
space.
No.
Arviatris is only 15 feet away from you. And technically you're already in her threat zone.
Fig is pretty intelligent. Would you be able to use these blocks to build a cage and stop her from getting away? Like literally lock it around her, like go up around the neck, in between the wings, come back around under her tail. So it's basically like a spinal plate. She can't rise up, and she'd have to like crawl down, dig in the snow to try and get out.
If so, it says here that if it cuts through a creature's space, then they just get pushed. So I don't know if I can, like, yeah.
I think the way Ted's describing it, it's like it would go above her.
Yeah, he's saying build an invisible roof over her, so she tries to fly up.
Just a thought. Do with as you will.
It's your
6 seconds.
It's your 6 seconds to cast your invisible wall.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would, just because he wants to be able to have protection from people. Like if she wants to fly up, so she can't like dive bomb us anymore. So he's just going to create the like lean-to above us, and it's going to be probably like 20 feet.
Okay. Keeping in mind, as I'm reading this, only you know where the force wall is.
Yes, but he can tell the.
Although I will say, because it is snowing profusely, it would become very evident that the snow is no longer falling in a certain area.
That's true. Yeah.
So there you go.
It would also be gathering on the top of it, wouldn't it?
If it's at an angle, yeah, it's sort of gathering and sliding down, and I'm sorry, Alan just got me in the chat. Only you can present force walls. Oh, okay, Fig, that is your turn.
Yes.
Drown.
All right, so RV is on the ground and about how far away from you?
RV is 10 feet in the air, 15 feet away from you.
10 feet in the air, 15 feet away from me. That's fine. So I'll just scooch over just a little bit, and she's 10 feet up, so I can hit her. So I'll just lay into her with the old staff.
Okay.
Boy. That is going to be a pair of hits, and I'm going to double super crit, double Eldritch Smiter. So let's friggin' do this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm going to burn. What is it? 10
domain dice to double super
crit.
And
I'm going to use Eldritch Smite on each hit.
Okay. Before you do that.
Okay.
Just in case.
Oh God. I don't like where this is going.
Nope. I just took a screenshot of the combat tracker with what her current hit points are.
All right.
So go ahead. I'm gonna take away.
Do this all day.
I'm going to take away.
You know what? I'm sorry. I can only Elder Smite once per turn, so there'll only be one of those happening. Let's not cheat.
But you're still super critting twice.
Chills, yeah, frigate. Super critting twice. Because I am, yeah, a lot of us are one breath weapon recharge away from Popsicle Land, so. All right, so that's level of the spell slot. So that is 68 force damage.
I just had a cruel idea.
Oh.
Not against you guys, against the audience, actually. Now would be a terrible time to take a break and make everybody
to
wait
go to break.
until after
Well,
break
that'll give
to
me
see
time.
how much damage you do.
That'll give me time to count up all this damage. All right. So there's.
I'll say instead that Arviatris just screams, "You dare strike me with my own weapon!"
Whoops. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
No, he would have been able to get around
is,
the force wall, Northeast Geek.
Double max damage is how this works?
Yes, double max damage for super crit.
All right, and there's a hex on her, so that's 2d6.
Who was the fool that came up with the super critical 2 years ago?
Right? I'm telling you. Okay. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's 8 times 8? 64?
64.
Let's see. Plus another 12 is 78. Plus another 12 is 90. So that's 90 from the first hit.
Okay. That's super critted.
Yep.
And that's the one with the smite.
That's the one with the smite. And she is gargantuan, so she's not knocked prone. Sad. So that's 90 there. And then it's, let's see, 12, 16, 28, plus another 12 is another 40 from the second super crit. So a total of 130.
Okay.
Boom!
Okay, she's fine.
All right, cool. Great. Awesome.
Drown 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. What is happening?
Legendary action.
Tail smacks. Okay. Go ahead and burn a couple dice to re-roll that. Why not?
Sure. So that's
I'm not
117,
sure she can miss
16,
me on anything but a 1, but we'll see what
14. So re-roll that. That is now a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that got me. All right.
So you're going to take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
I will use my reaction to Stone's Endurance and try and reduce that. By what is it for? Drop it by 12, so I'll take 7.
Okay.
Ouch. And I am done, I guess. Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to use a bonus action to Misty Step the hell away from her. Back over, and if I can get under the wall of force, I will.
All right. And I know we're in the middle of the round, but I'm getting a particularly bad spike of dropped frames. It's also 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. At this point, we'll give the internet a chance to straighten out here. And we will continue with this encounter. So please stick around. Thank you, everybody who has donated the bits and everything else for the domain dice and everything. You've spent like 40 domain dice so far tonight, it looks like. So, yeah. Everybody stick around. We will be back in about 10 minutes. And we're back in the midst of this ancient white dragon battle. Talmud, you are up. The dragon is 10 feet in the air, 25 feet away from you and coming right at you. Thorgarn has already hit her a couple times with throwing Forge Fane at her, and you just saw Drown do a significant amount of damage. And you can see blood sort of tracing the outlines of the scales, falling away, crystallizing and freezing as it hits the ground. But you can also see an anger in her eyes. It is your turn. What are you doing?
The anger in this beast's eyes mirrors the anger in the beast that Talmud currently is. The spectral face that's kind of protruding out of his own is that of his uncle Orlak, and he snarls at this creature and says, "You'll rue the day that you crossed us, beastie!" And he's going to turn and run, and he's going to climb up Thorgarn's back and leap off of his shoulders with Gerta Brelne held high above his head, and is going to bring it mightily down.
The camera immediately cuts to an extra wide shot of the dragon, wings swept back, and Talmud in the air. All right.
I've seen Matthew McConaughey try this. It didn't end well. I'm sure it'll go fine here.
Right.
Talmud is incredibly lucky. That is a 29 to hit.
That is a hit.
You don't say.
Is that going to be like a super crit or something, maybe?
I mean,
You know, just
I'm not as well. I'm here.
it's kind of fun because it is a dragon.
I
and
mean,
it is-
of course, I'm going to super crit the shit out of this dragon.
So I would like to point out that so far 4 super crits from 3 of the other Dawnbringers have been used, and she's still fiercely coming after all of you. All right, let's just run this math one more time. I think we know what your max damage is.
So, funny story. Last time I miscalculated it. It's actually a plus 11 to the damage, not a plus 12. So
It's a little bit lower,
total,
but
yeah,
also,
total.
but this time it's a dragon.
Right. Exactly. With the added bonus of it being Dragon's Bane, the total is 242 points of damage. Hashtag fuck you damage.
242, yes?
242. Yes.
Okay. So first, I want you to tell me what this attack looks like, noting that you do not kill her.
Fair. Okay. So, leaping off of Thorgarn's back, Talmud has Gerta Brelne held high. He arcs through. The immigrant song comes on. He comes down, and as he's cresting from this fall, lightning peels out of the sky, connects with his maul, and comes down in an arc with the hammer right on the top of the crown of this white dragon. And lightning shoots downwards and comes out the bottom of her jaw and scatters across the snow beneath where she's flying. And then, if that's not going to kill her, oh, you have something.
Nope.
No. Then he's going to swing it again for his second attack.
At this point, you're practically running across her spine.
Roll a 20, Jacob.
Critical hit.
Can I super crit a crit?
You could. I mean, with a crit, you're going to get... With a critical hit, you're going to get max damage, then roll your damage dice. With a super crit, you're going to get automatic double max, which is 160 points less than what you currently have, or
Right.
just did.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the crit ride then. Save
Okay.
the domain dice. All right.
Yeah. Oh
so
no, you're almost at 100.
You never know, Jacob. You never know. We just went through how many?
You've gone through about 50 domain dice tonight.
Exactly. Okay, so I won't be able to do the lightning damage again. So the second hit is going to still be a fairly impressive 82 points.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn?
3-point landing.
So, first of all, I want you to make me a perception check at disadvantage.
So it's 8 on the die, and then so it's a 12 total.
As you strike her with the super critical and the lightning is arcing, and then you're sort of almost running across her spine and preparing to leap off and making that second strike, you run right past and get a glimpse of the rider seated in the saddle that's harnessed to her neck. And you see at this close range the frozen skeletal hands holding on to the reins, and you see the frozen desiccated skull of the figure from underneath the hood as you leap sideways. And because you super crit and then crit, I'm going to give you the 3-point landing. She's going
That's why the
to
guy never
questions.
responds.
she's going to legendary action oh shoot. She attacked Cantriel earlier with the tail.
I have to say that it's really, really badass that the rider's dead and frozen on the back. That's fantastic.
And she hit drown. Okay, so she's already burned 2, so she can't do that, but she can take a swipe at Talmud with the tail as you tumble off. That's a 16 to hit.
Nope, 17.
It did the thing that every D&D player loves. It landed on a critical and then rolled over to a 2. So the tail is going to miss you as part of that 3-point landing. It's that 3-point crouch, and the tail just goes right over your head. Cantriel, it is your turn.
Oh, is it now? Let's see.
She's about 15 feet away from you.
Right. Flying around, doing her thing. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at her. Why not? Because, have the bow, hates the dragons, does its thing. Might burn a few domain die. We'll see. 22 hits, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's knock that sucker up to a super crit.
Sure.
Which we've already done that one. That's 96.
All right, so 96.
And then I'll go in for second attack. That is, I don't think a 15 is going to hit, is it?
No.
Nope, 15 whiffs.
Okay. Any one of
Wait.
you, I don't care which one of you. Wait, what?
And hold on. Am I underneath the force thingamadooter? That's a technical term, by the way. Correct? I'm under that, right? Okay, I'm staying there, then I'm not moving from
Okay.
that.
One of you, somebody roll me a d6.
I mean, I have the Muse D6. I could.
Roll it up.
Okay. I love my logo.
That's a 6.
Yeah.
Let's see how much you love your logo because you just
Oh, don't
recharged
tell
her
me.
breath weapon.
Oh, I did.
I could
Crap,
tell.
that's right.
I could tell when I said to roll a d6.
Wait.
I could tell that
Take it back,
Dan.
take it back.
I could tell that
Oh,
Dan already knew what I was having you roll for.
No.
As you strike her
Can
with this
I
super
burn a
critical
dice? Can I
arrow.
roll my own die.
As you strike her with this critical arrow, holy crap. Star in 19 just dropped 5 gift subs. If I'm reading that right. Or is that 1 and they've given out 5?
Yeah.
Oh, it might just be 1. Or is it? No, it's 5. I'm reading that right. You get 5 more domain dice.
Sweet.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was reading that right and I'm awarding them appropriately. And this is what is going to happen. As she is angling up after Talmud and Cantriel just struck her. Let's see, that was a 105, that'd be 110. She does this sort of twisting roll, and you see she waits until she's past Thorgarn. She opens up her mouth and lets out a blast. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Now, some of us are behind a wall of force, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. The 3 of you will be protected from that then.
Yes.
So the dwarves need to make a Constitution saving throw. We all know dwarves suck at con saves.
Burn a domain die. Used my bardic inspiration. I have a 24.
Okay.
I have a 22 total.
Okay, so you're just gonna succeed. So that's still gonna be half damage. I'm gonna roll it digitally this time. That's 1, 2,
Quarter
3,
damage for you
4,
there.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 D8s.
I'm probably back on the ground again.
Why is it even rolling?
It's having to calculate.
Like the dice roller just went away.
It said no.
So this is absurd.
Yeah, it did. I hit roll and it just wouldn't even display anything. Let me try that again.
Said, nah, I'm out.
How about we just, to make it easy, just say 16?
Right. 14, 15, 16. Let me try this again. Roll. Okay, well, we're going old school then. That's
You
weird.
could also just call it average.
Oh no, I'm rolling it.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
That's 8, 9, 10, 13. Plus 13 is 26, 30, 34. We're halfway there. 34, 35, 44 in one more set. 44, 48, 53, 56, 62. If you failed, you both succeeded. So that's 31 points of cold damage, or 16 for Talmud.
I'm still standing.
And you hear
Talmud is now bloodied.
she has flown quite a ways up and into the snow. And all you hear in the distance is I will say that she was 15 feet away from you. Okay. So we're going back to the top of the round. I'm going to give you all another round to react. You don't know for sure how far away she is, if she's out of range of anything. You just know that she flew up and away. Fig and Thorgarn, is your turn.
I mean, if she's within 60, I think I can make an attack at disadvantage.
If she's within 60, You don't know. You only know approximately where she went.
All right. Well, if a 22 hits, and she's within 60, I tag her with Forge Fane. If she's not within 60, I don't hit.
You hurl Forge Fane up, and you wait a moment, and it comes back down.
Okay.
She did have to fly past Thorgarn, right?
No, she did not fly. She specifically flew up at an angle.
Oh, okay.
Because she was 10 feet above the ground. So she flew up and at an angle specifically to avoid Thorgarn.
Would that have invoked from me?
You would be...
We were engaged. I bought her a ring and everything.
Well, you landed on the ground, and she's 10 feet above you, which puts her out of the 5 feet to provoke. You don't have 10 feet of
That's
range, of reach.
Not yet.
So I would say no on that count. Fig.
Fig is going to pop out of the little wall that he's made, and he's going to try and hurl a fireball in that direction.
Okay. You hurl your fireball up into the air. I'm not even going to roll the die because she's going to use legendary resistance to avoid it. As you just see this explosion of fireball just up in the air, just this bluish sort of... and you do not see the form of the dragon caught in it.
Really? Oh, okay. Like not half damage or anything?
Oh, that's right. I guess, yeah, I guess you do get half damage when you succeed.
Is this a dragon with evasion?
Like, well, yeah. She's like, no fire.
No.
She's using her DM fiat ability.
The Matrix, what can you say?
So what's half damage?
15 points. Fire.
Okay. Drown?
And then he's going to run back into his wall.
Like, do.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like Fig has learned something from Hermes.
So would I have been able to move, closer towards the group and?
Yeah, absolutely. You have your full movement. What about Drown? Would you have anything you would attempt?
Yeah, I'll try, just shoot some Eldritch Blasts. I have 120 feet. So.
All right, so they'll be at disadvantage.
Yeesh. First one that's double 17s. So one will hit if she's within 120.
She is.
Ah. So she will take 16 damage and get pulled 10 feet closer as the crackling energy turns into a tentacle and yanks.
You said 16 damage?
16 damage and pull her 10 feet closer.
Okay.
And then I will fire again with disadvantage. Oof. That is going to be a 16. I don't think that'll hit.
You see the first one, because you just through your arcane abilities, you feel it hit, and that force as you draw her back, as her wings are fighting against that force, your second shot goes out, and you feel that it doesn't connect with anything. Talmud.
So I don't see her. I don't imagine I can see. Okay. So, but I kind of saw where she flew up and also where Drown's tentacle had just kind of lashed out, at least like a direction.
Yeah, you have a general idea where she is.
Okay. I have a really, really stupid idea. So,
and just to be clear, you pulled her back 10 feet with your Eldritch. Okay.
All right. I am going to look at that direction, and Uncle Orlak is going to say, I don't think so. You're not getting away that easy. He's going to reach back and pull the cape across his front and disappears in smoke with the smell of brimstone. I am going to dimension door 100 feet in the air above where the space where I saw her disappear.
Okay, so you're 100 feet in the air above where she was, or where you think she is.
Right.
All right, I want to figure out where this is going to put you. Oops. So, dimension door, you just have to go within range. You arrive exactly where you want to be. You can visualize it, describe it. Okay. So, because you know generally where she was, roll me a D100.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 5%.
All right, I haven't rolled mine yet, but I'm going to say that there is a 30% chance that you will miss where she is. Like you won't get the angle quite right. I rolled a 60.
Oh, okay.
Which means you did get the angle right. But it also means that you're 40 feet above her.
Good.
Wait, you said 100 feet?
Yeah.
No, you would be 60 feet above her. Because of the distance she flew at an angle. She was pulled back at an angle 55 feet away.
Okay.
You're trying to fall on top of her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
At least I'm not under her.
Yeah. So
okay. So yeah, I'm gonna fall towards her and try to, if I can, flying squirrel myself in her direction, right between the wings.
I'm trying to.
I told you it was a stupid idea.
Well, so your action was to teleport above her. When does the falling act? I'm trying to figure out if you're falling in this turn or if you're falling on the next turn.
You fall immediately.
And you fall at a rate of something like 500 feet per 6 seconds. So you would fall that 100 feet. Okay. I'm going to have you roll to see if you can guide yourself to hit her, to land on her. Okay. You are going to take, if you can successfully hit her, you are going to take 6d10 of bludgeoning damage from the fall. Of course, that'll be halved because you're raging.
Exactly.
And you will automatically deal half of that falling damage to her because you yourself are becoming a weapon.
Fantastic.
So first, and I'm just using her AC.
I love this plan.
Should it be AC or should it be a Dex contest? Because you're falling and she's flying. This is going to be a Dex contest.
There's actually a rule for that if you want to check the option in Tasha's.
I'm not as familiar with Tasha's. What is this rule? I mean, I'm going to bring up Tasha's. Of course, there's a rule for
falling onto a creature. If a creature falls into the space of a second creature and neither of them is tiny, the second creature must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or be impacted by the falling creature. And any damage resulting from the fall is divided evenly between them.
Well, if we go with that optional rule, you said that's a dexterity saving throw? I'm not going to say why. All I'm going to say is, Jeremy, I'm going to let you make the call. Dexterity contest or optional rule?
I think I'm gonna go with
Go
dexterity
for the
contest because I think she's still got one of those nasties in her pocket. So
Because it was kind of an audible, that's why I wanted to put the choice out there. I didn't want to look like I was choosing the obvious choice that was good for me. So we're going to go. I'm actually going to grab it. Nope. I'm going to use the same die here. Dexterity contest.
is this a saving throw or is it just a straight dex roll?
You're going to roll and add your dexterity bonus to the roll.
Okay. Could I argue that this is an attack?
This is just to see if you can hit her. You haven't even got to the point where you're going to make an attack yet.
Oh, that's
Although
fair.
you've used your action to cast the dimension door.
That's also true. That's also true.
You're going to take damage when you hit either her or the ground. You're still going to be raging.
It's a difference between 6d10 and 10d10 of damage.
Okay, I am going to spend a domain die because I don't want that 4 ride. All right, 13, and so it's just a dex straight is going to be 15 total.
Okay, so I rolled a dex. Her dex bonus is 6. I rolled a 4. So you will hit her. You are going to take 6. Where'd that go? Just throwing
I've never
dice
seen
everywhere.
a dragon with a 22 dexterity. That's crazy.
Say that again?
I said I've never seen a dragon with a 22 dexterity before.
Oh, wait, sorry. That's a 4. Sorry, I was adding the saving throw bonus. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, that was my bad. So, yeah, it's just a straightforward. Either way, it's a fail. So, Talmud, you will take 11. Oh, I still got some ones here. 16, 17, 18. You will take 19 halved to 10 bludgeoning damage, and you will deal 10 bludgeoning damage as I want you to describe to me how you plummet out of the air, how you hit Arviatris, and how you kill this dragon, driving her into the ground. Because at the time that I gave you all the one round left to make actions as she's flying away, she had 38 hit points. With the hits that she's taken, she now, until you hit her with this 10, she had 7 hit points left. I even took a screenshot just in case. Out of 1,000.
Holy shit.
She's an ancient dragon, and you're level 12.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, Talmud, this is your killing scene for Arviatris. What does this look like?
Okay. Talmud, back into the material plane, high up in this snowing sky, and begins to rapidly fall, kind of angling himself as best he can to get towards the dragon. And as he gets closer, his uncle is going to pull Talmud's limbs in close together, place his feet on the head of Gerta Brelne, the mole, on either side, with the half sticking upwards, so that his weight is coming down on the hammerhead itself. And it strikes the robed figure that is still on the back of this dragon, shattering its way down through its frozen corpse. And this multitude of jagged bone fragments, as well as a frozen blade that is still on this creature's belt, are pierced through the back and into the heart of the white dragon, as she then collides into the snow, and there's just this mountain of white that sprays up as she comes sliding to a stop with Talmud standing on her back.
And I will say that Cantriel is the only one that, as from all of your point of view, you see Talmud say in his ancestor's voice, "You'll not get in the way," and then and there's just a scent of brimstone left behind. And then a moment later, you hear somewhere in the distance, you more feel it than hear it. But Cantriel, I'm not even going to ask you what it is, but I know your passive is up over 20. You hear and feel this subtle somewhere in the distance. Talmud, you ride this dragon as she crashes into the ground, bone fragments flying around you, tattered robe of Methelrond still clinging. All that's left is two mummified hands holding onto the reins. And you just sort of hold on as she strikes the snow. Snow is cascading up, and the whole bulk of it kind of pushes forward, and you just stand your ground. And then as snow falls all around you, and you look around, and you have no idea where you are, as there is pure white snow all around you. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Can I just give a scale of what that looks like?
I know you've been throwing.
This is a dwarf. Okay. Dwarf mini. Oh my God. RV. So that's pretty damn epic here, folks.
There was one round, I think that over 300 points of damage was done.
Damn.
So we've talked about in the past about how just kind of pulling the curtain back a little bit. We've talked about how the Dawnbringers coming into Rime of the Frostmaiden were already leveled out of the adventure. And because of domain dice, the Dawnbringers are Avenger level superheroes. So I've constantly been scaling things up, but once I scale them, I leave them there and let things fall where they may. When we went to break, you had only just bloodied the dragon, and I thought for sure she could get away. If she hadn't have swooped in to make those physical attacks at all of you, she might have gotten away without it. And I felt that because she was still within range, when she flew up at an angle, she was 65 feet away, which is why you couldn't strike her, Thorgarn. But I knew some of you had abilities that went out to 120 feet or further, which is why I wanted to give you another chance. And fair and square, you defeated 1,000 hit point ancient dragon and brought her to the ground. And everybody, I think we did a total of 5 or 6 super criticals, and everybody did massive amounts of damage with Fig throwing fireballs and then everybody else doing these upscaled attacks. So that was an epic dragon battle. I of course have absolutely no ill feelings, because we said at break after we went off the air, this is the first time the Dawnbringers have been really truly challenged in a while. I'm looking at your hit points right now, and everybody is reduced to pop up again. Everybody but Talmud's in the red, and Talmud's in the yellow for hit points. At one point, 2 of the Dawnbringers were knocked unconscious. This was epic. I love this. Yeah, that was the thing.
This was amazing.
That was the thing, Dan, at the break, where I was like, I'm so excited as a DM player that I want to tell my friends what I'm doing, but I can't, because then you'll know my tactics. I wanted to tell you that you had just bloodied her at the break, but I didn't want to give that piece of information away. I did not legitimately get nervous until that last round, as I watched, once she dropped below 100, I'm like, is she gonna make it? Is she gonna make it? Is she gonna make it? Freaking Talmud with the Cape of the Monteblanc. And yeah, everything worked to your your benefit. A huge thank you to this amazing audience tonight. So many. I mean, the domain dice that they've spent have, of course, been provided by the audience all along. And this saw, it's skewed a little bit because it's gone up and down, but the Dawnbringers spent somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 plus domain dice tonight. And are at 112. You started at 150 something tonight. And so many with the raids. Actually, we just got raided by the amphitheater. So that's another domain dice. So thank you for that. I had said something earlier about a goal of 100 subs. We're currently at 77 subscribers right now, with all the gift subs and the other subs in there. So we're only 23 away from hitting 100. So that's cool. But that's also because of you, the audience. And huge thank you to these amazing players who, yeah, this has just been an absolutely epic. I mean, I always love doing these big combats and all the role playing stuff that we do, but this was a fun, epic battle with a dragon that for a little while there we had no idea where that was going to go, and I didn't quite get my way, but one problem has been solved and at least 2 new problems have been created. That's all I'm going to say. So we'll deal with that next week as we deal with the aftermath of that. And it's been a long time since we've ended a session early, but I mean, come on, how are you going to follow up an epic dragon battle? And as it stands, they got to figure out where Talmud is, and did the sled dogs survive? Talmud's got to figure out where they are, what they're going to do with this dragon, and they're only a few miles outside of what town was it? I forget which town. I'm going to look it up right now. Torben, something like that. Anyway, we'll figure it out. V's looking it up on the map. It's the one on the way to Bryn Shander.
Ermeline.
Nope.
No?
You're a long way from there. Look further west. Where
Targos?
Yeah, you were almost to Targos, where you guys were gonna.
Okay.
Then we're gonna make a turn back towards Bryn Shander.
Okay, so then we're near Targos.
So yeah, you were just outside of Targos. How far, you're not sure. We'll deal with all that next week. As actually, you know what? Before we go, I could do this.
You say, don't we have the Devon map?
Yeah, Devon gave us a map of. Let's see. Let me cover Lonelywood. Let's open up. Yep. So if we use this map, let's see if I didn't scale it down. I did. Okay, so you can sort of see it on here. If I move that there, it's a little skewed, but roughly the Dawnbringers are here. This is Targos, and then this is Bryn Shander. So, anyway, we will deal with all of that next week. As I said, a huge thank you to everybody in our amazing audience. Tomorrow night, Dan and V, you got something going on. There's nothing going on Mini Terrain Domain tomorrow night. So
yeah, it's a thing.
Where are you going to be?
We're going to be on twitch.tv/Slades Paradise, 7 p.m. Eastern time for a Jasper's Game Day event with Super Dillon as our DM. And we're going to be playing in Neverland.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I mean, I don't know if those will show
Fantastic.
up, but,
I'm sure you can head over to Jasper's Game Day on Twitter, and they will probably have that information there as well. And then this Sunday, I will be on Sea of Thieves, our usual Sea of Thieves stream from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Talon and Claw with GM Travis and FortNerd.com as I continue my... Though it is inevitably futile, I will not stop trying to get boom barrels onto the ship past Travis and Gary. Gary! I will get them there. Monday night, of course, is our All That Glitter stream with Big Bearded Nerd as the DM, myself, M, our friend Ricky, and D&D Jordan Lee as players in that next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Right here, myself and V, Goblin Katie, Dr. B, DM Jazzy Hands. It's the finale of Hope and Redemption, Harper's Tale. It is the last of our mini campaign as they attempt to finally deal with the renegade force that is causing the sickness throughout the forest towns with their trusty enlarged corgi wild sorcerer named Sir Cheddar.
Mr. Sir Cheddar.
Mr. Sir Cheddar. We'll see how that goes. And then Wednesday, over on Big Bearded Nerd, you can find myself and M along with Karen from Myth and Gears, Carrie, Alex, and the Big Bearded Nerd himself as I'm continuing to run them through Pulp Cthulhu Curse of the Mummy Lord, which takes us all the way back to next Thursday, where we have yet another episode of the Dawnbringers. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that last night, Jeremy debuted Convergence, his new bi-weekly campaign taking place in his homebrew world. I was able to catch a little bit of it. I had internet issues all day. I caught a little bit of the session 0 they ran. I've had the honor and privilege of playing a session in this world, I'll say in a side of this world. Do yourself a favor, tune in every other Tuesday to check out Convergence, where Jeremy is employing domain dice in this game as well. And they already earned 5 or 6 domain dice. I think 5 domain dice in the session 0. There's 7 more sessions over the next couple of months that are going to be taking place there. A great cast of players as well. So with that, I'm going to shut up. We're going to tune out here for the final time. I just want to say a huge thank you, as always, to Dan, V, M, Ted, and Jeremy, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for 3 hours, or 2.5 hours, as is the case tonight. With that, we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session the same way we end every session, and you can say it with me if you want. Meditate.
Dead dragon.
Meditate dragon.